What are the
So,
details of the
so
plan?
first of all, we want to welcome you, and we want to hear from you what you have to say for us today. Are you optimistic? Do you think that we are reaching a deal?
We don't know.
Not yet.
Yeah. We will find out during the meeting.
What did you feeling?
I think the sentiment generally is optimistic and positive,
There is positive sentiment.
and but at the end of the day, the principles haven't changed. That we have communicated repeatedly over the last few months that any production constraint agreement has to be distributed in an equitable way, in a fair way, and in a transparent way. It has to be manageable, and there has to be a mechanism to monitor it, and it has to involve OPEC and non-OPEC. This is a principle that we will not deviate from. But before we engage non-OPEC in a serious way, we have to make sure that OPEC is in one line, that we are together.
Is it the case?
We're getting close,
Okay.
but I think
What are the
left is to agree on the final terms, the fair distribution of production caps to each country, and I hope that we'll do it today. And we'll find out. We'll see you in a few hours, and we'll let you know.
So any changes in proposals, Minister? Any changes in proposal? Do we still have the same proposal, the 1.2 million, the Algerian proposal, or there is changes?
The 32.5 is excluding volume fluctuations from Libya and Nigeria, is the one that is attracting the most attention. And Saudi Arabia is receptive to this. It will mean that we take a big cut and a big hit from our current production and from our forecast for 2017. So we will not do it unless we make sure that there is a consensus and an agreement to meet all of the principles I just mentioned.
And if no agreement is reached, what does it mean for prices, for example?
If there is no agreement, I think the market will recover slowly, but certainly will recover. So I'm not concerned about the no agreement scenario. I've said it repeatedly.
Yes.
That the fundamentals are moving in the right direction. We've seen over the last few months a counter-cyclical decline in U.S. inventories, and we believe that 2017 will see another healthy year of demand, and we believe non-OPEC growth has reversed, and also most of the OPEC growth, we've seen it already behind us. So the market drawdown, which has started, will accelerate in 2017. It will accelerate more, obviously, with an OPEC, non-OPEC agreement that we hope to achieve, but it's not an imperative to the extent that the markets will collapse if we don't. And the way I look at it is we're between two scenarios. One is decent and one is excellent. Obviously, we would like the excellent scenario, but if we don't get it, we will still have a decent market recovery. That will take time, but certainly we will see.
So what is the next step if you agree today? Let's assume you agree today on a scenario. What would be the next step then?
If we agree today, we will reach out to our colleagues from non-OPEC. I have been in direct contact with my colleague from Russia, Minister Alexander Novak. I have also been in contact with a number of non-OPEC countries other than Russia, and there is a general willingness to also offer some reductions. We have not discussed specific volumes for each country, but I think they're going to be healthy, and they're going to add significantly to what OPEC hopefully will agree to today, and the combined impact will achieve the rapid the rapid drawdown of inventories that we would want in an ideal scenario. But failing that, again, I think the fundamentals will get us to where we want. It will just take longer, and investments will come slower, and therefore we run the risk that concerns me the most, which is in a few years we could have a supply crunch that could hurt the global economy.
Did you propose, you think that Russia should also cut its production if OPEC will have agreement today? Or maybe you agree to freeze the production in Russia?
Russia, and I compliment them, they have reached an all-time high in their production, so I think freezing at an all-time high is not a contribution, is not a match to what OPEC is doing. So our discussion with Russia has been around a cut from non-OPEC countries, and I leave it to them to offer that. But to their credit, they should not be pushed into offering anything until we decide on OPEC. So I think today is a critical day for us in OPEC. We're either serious about implementing the Algiers agreement, in which case I am fairly confident that non-OPEC will also contribute and reciprocate what we offer.
Minister, if there is an agreement, how much would you expect non-OPEC together to cut?
I'm hoping for 600,000 combined from non-OPEC, but I think it's all hypothetical. It has, OPEC has to put its money where its mouth is. We have to deliver the volumes, we have to distribute the volumes, we have to assign it to individual countries, and then we will see what we can ask of non-OPEC and how.
So do you think there's been a sort of softening in position from Iran?
I cannot comment on any other countries. I think we need to talk to them.
What is the final status of exemptions? Is it only Libya and Nigeria?
Well, I'm not the one to decide. I can tell you what Saudi Arabia's position is that Libya and Nigeria, and formerly Iran, had extraordinary conditions that needed special consideration. Iran has recovered to its pre-sanction levels, and we believe that a freeze is the current pre-sanctions level is very considerate of other OPEC members when they're having to cut. So hopefully that will be the framework around which we agree today. But if we can't get to that agreement, then the other scenario of sort of rolling over and waiting for the market to recover on its own is not a bad outcome either. So I am relaxed and hopeful for the best, but the next best is not a bad deal. Thank you very much. They're asking you to leave.